Good. I'm good. Hi, everybody. We are live and we are talking about a very important book we are releasing here at She Rises Studios, the beginning of 2025. It's a new year, and I know so many of you are looking for help, guidance, and ideas to make 2025 a better year. And so, this book, Women Decision Makers, is all about stepping into yourself, knowing yourself, making those decisions that are going to impact not just your lives, but others. Right. So I have one of the amazing authors from the book here with me today. The book is now available online at Amazon. You can purchase. But thank you for joining me. As she just told me, it's 1 a.m. where she's at, because this book does have authors from all over the world. So why don't you tell everybody your name, where you're located, and why you decided to write in this book.
My name is Nermeen. I'm living in Dubai.
Wow.
I like the chapter of the topic of the book about decision makings.
Hmm.
Actually, I'm coming from a corporate background. I'm HR professional with experience of 15 years.
Hmm.
Um, During my working, I studied fashion designing and fashion styling because this is my passion, and I realized something.
Hmm.
Image is a very important part when it's come to big decisions like hiring someone from the management. Sometimes some deals getting off because of the image which people giving about themselves or about their companies or about their backgrounds, even if it's wrong,
Hmm.
but they are giving wrong image. Then I decided to have business about corporate fashion styling.
Hmm.
We are mainly specialized in corporate. And I said we gonna work on people on this on all fields, but just need to work on their image. Image is not only about their fashion or how they are dressing up. It's about as well how they are speaking, their
Hmm.
body language, what they need to speak about, what they don't need, what they have to dress up during their meetings or not,
Hmm.
what kind of topics they can open, for example, in a business dinner, what kind of topics not, what kind of words they can use when they are entering to a meetings or a conference, which phrases they should avoid.
Hmm.
It's too many things.
Yeah.
um
Um,
yeah, and then for the last 3 years I just working as a HR consultant and trainer, and I'm
mhm,
working as a management trainer as well in the government.
mhm,
So this gave me time to manage my business
mhm,
and as well make it grow. This
mhm,
was one of the reason that I like the topic, and I wrote about the decision makers from my perspective,
mhm,
which about how dressing up or the image which we are giving that can affect the decisions of others towards us, even if it's not fair, especially that people like to judge with a limited information,
sure. Yeah.
not
Great.
with knowing you.
Well, thank you for sharing your knowledge in this book and giving different perspectives on decision making and how even others people's decisions can affect your future and how to control that narrative. Megan, thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Hi, thank
Hi,
you.
Megan.
Hello, wonderful.
All right, Megan, let everyone know where you're joining us from and a little bit about you and your chapter in this book.
Sure. So I am normally stationed in Vermont. Today I am coming to you from Hawaii. So
Oh, lucky
doing a
you.
Oh,
little,
one of the most beautiful places.
yeah. It, so I'm not sure how my signal is, and if
Okay.
if it's not good, let
It's
me
good.
know.
Okay.
Um, and it seems to be lagging on my end, so I apologize.
You're fine. You're fine.
I find, okay.
Mhm.
So I was really honored to be a part of this book series around women and making decisions. I found that this was a topic actually that was really difficult for me since very, very young. My parents gave me a book on decision making when I was entering high school because I was always putting other people before myself. And I would use the words, I don't know, I don't care, whatever you want. And that is how I had kind of led my life as a
Mhm.
people pleaser. So I was very skilled at that, not skilled at making decisions, period, let alone making decisions for myself that were really in the best interest of myself. And what I found over time is that I was making decisions to please other people, and that's kind of where my life headed essentially. And of course, I got into a career where I was trained in helping people make the best decisions for themselves. So, following a very structured process and very specifically helping them not only make the decisions, but taking the action on the decisions they made, I was really great at helping other people. And I soon realized that there was a process. There is a method to making decisions. And
Mhm.
not only making decisions, but making decisions that are to your best benefit. And I find that sometimes, not speaking for everybody, but at least for myself and a lot of women I've worked with, I've coached thousands of women on making great decisions for themselves. We
Mhm.
tend to add a lot of emotion into it. We tend to pull in a lot of information from other people's
Mhm.
perspectives, and we're not always making the best decisions for ourselves. And all of a sudden, we are not on the trajectory or path that we had wanted or dreamed of. We're
Mhm.
going a totally different direction. And so I utilize a very simple method that I teach in this chapter, and it's called Go Power. And I teach women how to use their Go Power to make decisions for themselves that are reflective of their goals, of their dreams, and really can be utilized just on the simple day to day stuff, you know? So I'm really excited for the release of this book. I've been really waiting for it, and just so honored to be a part of it with all of these powerful women. And everybody's teaching some fantastic topics on decision making and really how it kind of all blends together. So I'm excited to be able to touch anybody who's really needing to hear about how to make decisions that are in their best interest, and maybe just needing a little, a little go power by their side. So
Yeah.
Megan Waite Coaching. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you. Yes. And what is so great about this book is some people, I think, like when I first heard the title, like way before we even started, finding the women to be in the book, I thought women decision makers, and I instantly thought powerful. That's like you said, powerful. So I thought, okay, this book has to have powerful women in it that are like the decision makers of things, and I thought of leaders and all that stuff. And then as I really started finding the women for this book, my mindset kind of changed in the fact of, like you said, a lot of times as women, we're not good about making decisions at all because we're so busy taking in all the different possibilities and all the different things, and worried about what everybody else is thinking or feeling or how it's going to affect everybody else, that sometimes we hesitate to make decisions. And then also, when we are decision makers, how sometimes other people take that perspective. So I love that in this book there's different women talking about how to make decisions. B, some women are talking about how to be perceived when making those decisions, right? And how to impact others in a positive way through your decision making, but also remembering yourself in that decision. So there's lots of factors. I didn't think there was going to be so many layers, but now as it's here and it's really come to fruition, there are so many layers. And I love that there are women from, across the globe in the book too, so that it can really show different perspectives and cultures too when it comes to making decisions. Um and also recognize the fact that women can be the decision maker, because over years past sometimes people didn't defer to what women's opinions were at all, and so I think that's why there's this delay sometimes of falling into that people pleasing, and following into deferring to others. So such a great book. And what's crazy is I've actually I talked to several women today about different books that are coming out. We actually had 4 books come out this week. It's the beginning of the new year, and so it's just happened that way. But they've all kind of led up to this topic, which has been kind of fun. So the beginning this morning, I talked to someone about what the funk and just being in a funk and getting out of the funk, and then I talked to someone about quantum leaps and spirituality, and then the last one I talked to women and they were talking about pray, live and lead by faith. And then it's come to this book of women decision makers. And it's so funny because that's kind of what you get to. You have all these different things going on, and then you get to the point and you're like, okay, but I have to make the decisions, and I have to make decisions happen. I have to make things happen, and I have to move forward. So this is really, I feel like, the book that says, okay, you've done the research, you've done all these things. It's time to make the decision and move forward, right? Like you were saying, Megan, you've gone through the processes, and now you're going to move forward. So you're in that position of, okay, I'm ready to take action, right? I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to put 2024 in the past and say in 2025, I'm moving forward. I'm making decisions and making things happen. I think this is the book to do that. I think this is the book that's really going to help women this year that read it really gain traction by making decisions and moving forward. So thank you, ladies, for showing all those different facets of what need to happen to really impact your life and others. So let's just kind of go around. There's just the two of you. So I'm going to ask this question too, is, being that woman decision maker, and getting to the point that you're like, okay, this is how I'm going to make things happen. Um, what do you still find is a challenge when you're taking that role? Is it a challenge that you're struggling with yourself, or do you find that it's there that others struggle with you stepping into that woman decision maker role? You go ahead, Norman.
Okay. I think, um, as per my experience, as a human resources professional,
Mhm,
I noticed that some of them, when they will be in front of a bunch of men, they will
mhm.
not be too much confident of the decision which they are taking,
Sure,
especially if they are, if especially if whoever on the table they are against the decision.
sure. Mhm, mhm.
This is what I noticed, especially that in Arab world it's not common,
Mhm.
the resistance too much. Maybe now it's becoming different, but still some ladies, they are still hesitant to even be against whatever others are saying, for just um
Mhm.
okay, I don't want to be against anyone. I'm the only lady in the department. I don't want issues. Okay,
Yeah,
you are the only lady, but it doesn't mean you cannot say what's your opinion, what's your decision regarding this,
right,
even if it's not the favor of others.
right.
If you
Don't be
feel
afraid to
from
walk away.
yeah, if you are feeling it's from professional perspective, it's correct,
Mhm,
go
mhm.
ahead, do it. Why you have to hesitate to just say it or just implement it?
Sure, sure. Yeah, don't hesitate. That is a challenge. True. Um, so Megan, what about you? I know she's on mute. She's trying to get it working there in beautiful Hawaii.
Yeah, so sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe not my best decision to try to join from
Oh
not
no,
good
we're
internet.
glad you're here. Yes, yes, we're fine. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to celebrate with everybody. Um, I think that, yeah, I think it can, I think until you make it a habit, that's what I found. So,
Mm, yeah.
there's a couple of different habits that you could put into place
Mhm.
when being, and strengthening your ability to make decisions. And the more you practice making decisions in a very, um, for me, it worked in a very method based process
Mhm.
that really took out the emotion and really helped you stay focused on where you want to go, where you are now, where you want to go.
Right.
There's so many distractions. It's so easy to get off track and, get distracted by all those shiny objects and what other people are doing. And maybe I should do that too. And other people are telling me to do these things. And why am I doing this? And why do I want this? So I have found really getting down to that core of being present
Mhm.
with myself, knowing why this decision is important to me, why I want what I want, and then removing that emotion and getting really clear on just what those next action steps are, and then taking the action. It just has made it so much easier for me, who likes to take other people's opinions and emotions into consideration. It helps me put that aside so I can really focus on what's most important to me. And then I'm living my life the way I want. Right. So
Mhm.
I'm living my best life. I am in Hawaii. My internet signal's terrible,
Yeah.
but but
Yes, okay.
I'm really enjoying my experiences, and so this was important to me. So thanks for having me, and I'm sorry my internet's not great.
That's okay. No, thank you. And you point out a great point. And, just like Norman's saying, sometimes we hesitate and then we don't want to be the person rocking the boat. We don't want to be the one going against the grain, right? But it's important to share. And I think like you're correct in the fact of it might feel uncomfortable the first time or two, right? But once you get in a habit of having that voice and making the decisions and following through with your decisions, it becomes easier, right? So this is such a great book and tool. I think it's come at a wonderful time, the beginning of year when people are really trying to make those decisions on how they're going to move forward, right? So thank you, ladies, for sharing all your steps and tools and your stories in this book. And for all the authors, congratulations on accomplishing this amazing accomplishment. Really, it's not easy. It's a process, and thank you for going through the process and being part of this book with us. So Women Decision Makers is available on Amazon now. You can get your copy, and in just a couple weeks, you'll be able to get the actual paperback and get in there with your highlighters and pens and journals and really get to work and make some decisions. And the amazing thing too about all our anthologies is all of these women's information on how you can connect with them and work with them is right there. Most of these women are coaches and leaders and counselors and help others every day, and they would love to work with you. So just read their book, connect, and make those changes and those decisions. Thank you, ladies. Have an amazing 2025. Thank you for joining me. Have an amazing week.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.